Houston, we have a problem. Well, we seem to have a problem. This charger, I just started it up, rebooted it all, rebooted the computer, got it hooked up, and we'll connect it to COM4. It's reading the same voltage that this was reading, but when I try to start it, we get this. For some reason, this charger is no longer working. And I'm not real sure what I'm going to do halfway through this battery to charge these up. This thing will take months. So it looks like I'm going to have to find some other way of charging these. Pretty disappointed. I've updated the software, which really didn't need any update. I've tried everything. I've rebooted. I've updated my software on my computer. I've just decided to just try charging it. Nothing's working. Looks like I am back to charging with this thing. One cell at a time. At least I'm gaining ground somewhere here. I got a little ways to go. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to look into a different charger. I'm tired of messing with this $300 piece of poop. Well, I unplugged the unit this time, disconnected it, and maybe, fingers crossed, just maybe, that's all it needed. But it seems like unplugging it is what is making it work. In the meantime, I'm starting to charge that last cell with this old charger until I feel comfortable that this thing is working right again. This thing's only putting out about 8 watts. It's going to take it a while to charge up this cell. So hopefully this is working and I can take this back offline. I guess I really ought to get another tester in case this one bails out on me and I still got all these others to go in the back anyway. Kind of the difference between this thing putting in 8 watts, which is not much power, to this thing putting in 340 watts basically. Pretty big difference. And even this thing takes 24 hours just for one cell. So I guess if you have problems with this charger and it starts doing weird things, unplug it and let it set for a little while. Don't just turn it off. That doesn't clear it. You gotta unplug it. Well, I'm gonna use my new meter. 3738. 37. Looks like that one's pretty exact. And this one says it's pumping in 39.7 amps. Might be hard to read that. 35 now. Oh, yeah, it's definitely dropping. 34. 33. Yeah, that's a good meter. This thing's doing what it's saying it's doing. Looks like the battery's already maxed out at 3.65. Maybe this battery topped off and it just kind of weirded it out. Anyway, we'll see. Oh, actually, this is a new battery, so I haven't done anything to this cell yet. So we'll see. But 29, 29, 28. Well, 28. It seems the meter seems to be working well. I'm glad for that. Well, welcome back. I am still on my batteries, but I'm on the last 3. So in another couple days, I'll have the full results. All of my batteries are testing below the 280 at this point. And I will give you the results of them over a period of a year or so. Since I last tested them, we can do some quick math and see how long are these going to last. And I actually love this little thing now. It's pretty cool. It's smaller, it's tiny, and it's very effective. So I take my word back on that. And I'm having some problems with the EG4 6000XP. In particular, my quick start no longer works. And I'm not sure why. Instead, I get an error on the app and on my app on the computer, which is not allowing me to use my quick start anymore. But as you can see here, it's a little bit easier to show this. I can show you some screenshots, but so you can see here, if I try to hit the quick charge at this point, when I hit it, it gives me a bit of a delay, but I can't seem to get it to work, and it'll give me this error message and won't let it charge for some reason. Now, I have updated the firmware. That was one of the things I did. I've also shut down this inverter completely, let it set for a little bit, and rebooted it, and it didn't help either. So it looks like I'm going to be calling the supplier and trying to find out why that is not working anymore. In the meantime, I've kind of taken it offline because when I did reboot it, it automatically started doing the AC input charge up of the batteries when my batteries were well in their 53, 54 volts already. So I'm not sure why it just decided on its own to start charging my batteries. So there's some kind of problem with this inverter right now. And it'll be later after I talk to the supplier to find out what's going on with that. Well, let me start the testing of this next cell. I've got, this is the old one. I just finished. I copied it and put it down. And I'm ready to go. I've reset my parameters here to how I do each one of these batteries. That was the last battery. It's only testing 273. And again, this is the whole charge rate. This is me topping it off here at the beginning. When it tops off, it gets to the 3.6 here. I guess when I'm topping it off, it immediately the amps go up to 40 amps, which is what this side is, the red. And then it drops, it levels out at 365, and then as the amps drop, it eventually will shut it off and it'll be fully charged right here. This is the 30-minute wait gap for it to kind of calm down before it goes from here. And you see the dips happen quickly. Once it starts discharging, it discharges initially quick, and then you have a fairly flat line until you get where it gets at the end of the cycle of that cell. And then when it gets down to 2.5, I immediately start charging it because I don't want it to stay at that level very long. And the dip is there again. And you got the flat line till it gets right to the end, and then it stops. And then as the voltage gets to 3.65, the amperage starts dropping because I won't allow this machine to go any higher than 3.6. So that's basically how I test these things. This one's all set to go for the next battery. I've got it hooked in. It's got a different reading. And what I do is I just, I'll get this thing started up. And this is how it starts. Of course, the amperage goes up to 40 right away. And this is your voltage of it going up. I can change this to a single test so you can see the volts and the amps. Got the maximum amperage of 40 going into it. And I'm going to let this thing run. It'll be about 16 to 17 hours, somewhere around there. I have some viewers who say they can get cells for less than 150, And I understand that. That's not the problem. I can get cells still for $100 to sell. I really like the ideas of using these cells. It's fun. I enjoy doing this. My problem is I have yet to ever find anyone who sells batteries that are what they are truly rated. And at the cost of $1,000 or more for just one of these sets of 8, I don't just jump on the bandwagon and pick anyone. I try to be pretty selective. I'm just a little bit more cautious than that. A little bit more money for me to just decide to go somewhere. I try to do my research. The last ones I spent $150 on, and they claimed they were 280 amp hour batteries. They tested over 300. So I'm actually kind of happy about them. That's the best batteries I've ever got for 280, but it's also 50% more I paid for them. Again, that's why I can't recommend these. Buying these cells is a roll of the dice that out of 40 cells, only 10 of them were what they said they were. So that's only 25% of the cells I bought were what they said they were. And if they say they're grade A batteries, that's meaningless. Again, they can say they're brand new, grade A, whatever, and I've tested them, and they're not. They're 260 amp hours compared to 280, which means either they were bad cells or they were used and drained down for a few years before they sold them to you. And that's my dilemma and why I can't recommend these batteries, merely because I don't know where to get them myself for a decent price and the real deal. I've gotten batteries that were 230 amp hour batteries, and until I got this tester, I had no idea. And if you don't have this tester or something similar to that, you're not going to know what you just bought. And until I got the tester, I was very happy with the batteries. It wasn't until I tested them and found out I got ripped off that all of a sudden I was not happy. But yeah, without being able to do that, you don't know, and you're going to be happy. Hey, if you got a good deal, good for you. But I found even within the same dealers, one time I got a good deal, the next time I didn't. Be cautious with anyone who puts a comment on my videos about how they got these great batteries at this place for this price. Unfortunately, YouTube has become a advertising mega, and people are trying to make money left and right, and these people very well could have links and affiliates and very well could be making money by making these comments. And heck, a few years ago, well, I guess that's not a few years now, but 10, 15 years ago when I first started watching YouTube, it was a great place to learn stuff. No one was making any money. It was just people talking and speaking freely about their experiences. That's what I'm trying to do here myself. Nowadays, it's a bunch of reality salesmen, is what I call them. They make videos and they act like they're building this stuff, but really, they're just trying to tie in affiliates. They're trying to make money. I can't say I blame them. I think that's a conflict of interest. You need to think twice about it. I'm trying not to do that here. I'm just giving an honest opinion. I don't have any affiliates. I'm not going that route. I'm just sticking to the old YouTube I used to know and miss a lot. Be cautious about people and their comments. Hell, be cautious about what I'm telling you. So that's it about my whining about batteries. I'm probably going to end the battery with this video. I don't recommend doing these batteries, but if you choose to and you enjoy doing this kind of thing and you're willing to take a chance, hey, good luck with it. I wish you the best. I think I can say it has worked for me so far, but not without its problems. My next video is going to be on my settings for my inverter. I have finally found the voltage settings that work on this inverter for my batteries, so that it kind of takes over and does its thing before my BMS. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to show it in the next video. I hope I gave you some good information here that you can actually use. So take care, and hope y'all have a good one, and see you next time.